Yesterday, we got a blog post from 3403 that was notifying us that Halo Infinite will not be releasing until fall of 2021. At least that is what is projected to be at the moment, which unfortunately kind of sucks, but you know, what can you do? We got the same news last year, which was that it was supposed to come out this year this time. Obviously, some things have changed. You know, whatever. I don't want to dwell on that too much. I also don't want to talk too much about the blog post. I just want to talk about what we did see, which was very minimal. You know, they didn't get to show us too much, and you know, I'm not exactly sure who's responsible for getting to make the calls on what's allowed to be shared with the community and what isn't. I don't know. I'm not sure, but from what we did get to see, which were a couple snippets of some multiplayer maps and some pictures of, I believe, armor. The rendering armor, excuse me, it is armor. I believe they're actual renders of them, not painting, like matte paintings. Instead, it's not just like a concept artwork or anything like that. I believe they're full renderings. I'm not exactly sure on that. However, they look phenomenal, and the Spartans, I honestly have to say, like, look amazing. There's really, I can't say a bad thing about them. They just honestly look spectacular. If the visual fidelity is maintained when, you know, converting it to game, you know, actual in-game, of course it's not going to look as nice as a still image, but you know, if it's close to this, wow, I mean, wow, that's really going to be quite an experience. This is a really nice looking Spartan model that we're seeing rendered in front of us. This is like, I've never seen anything this pretty. On the map side of things, I felt it was very underwhelming. I've seen a lot of mixed reviews on Twitter. A lot of people are pretty blown away by it. A lot of people are saying similar things to what I'm saying, in that it reminds me immediately of maps like Fathom, Riptide, and Torque, maybe even some Empire, you know? Like, it really just feels like another one of those industrialized UNSC maps. It really doesn't seem like anything too new. It does look nicer. It looks like a little bit of an improvement on graphics, but if I'm thinking about, we haven't seen anything in this game yet. We haven't seen anything multiplayer related. It's only ever been talked about. We haven't got to see anything. Our first look at multiplayer, our first look after this one, we finally get to see it, and it looks just a little bit better than what we kind of already had. And it already looks like the art style hasn't really changed. It just, I felt that was really underwhelming. I was hoping that we were going to get to see something new, you know, or something a little bit different from what we had been seeing. You know, maybe if it was like a lush jungle environment. And I'm not saying that could be in the game. We could see amazing environments in the game. I don't know, but just from like what you're showing us, just from a consumer perspective, as what I know about the game and what you've chosen to reveal, it's not exciting. I'm sorry, like, this doesn't excite me. You could show me this. You could show me this screenshot right here and be like, yo, next month, they're dropping a new map for Halo 5. It's DLC, it's a free map, they're adding it in. And I would totally buy it. Like, and I'm like, there's no reason not to buy it. It doesn't look like enough of a jump to believe that. Now, if you were playing Halo 2 and you saw somebody say, yo, take a picture, check out this map, this is coming out next month, and it was a picture from Halo 3, like, there's no shot that you'd believe that, because it looks like a way better game. Now, don't misinterpret what I'm saying is like, we have to see a graphic jump from the original Xbox to the 360 in order for me to be impressed. Like, that's not true. And I don't even, like, I'm not even saying the graphics have to be the best feature. Of course, like, I don't play video games just for graphics, but I'm thinking, if we want to see, like, I've spent so many months just thinking about the game, like trying to visualize in my head what's going to be like playing Halo Infinite. I can't even imagine it because I haven't seen it yet, but I'm trying to imagine what's like a brand new Halo on a new engine with all this new stuff going to look like, and like, what's that going to be like? And I didn't think to imagine it would just look a little bit better than what we're already playing. And if I did think that, then I'd be disappointed. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like I'm saying, I'm not trying to say that we have to have a huge graphic jump that's amazing for it to be impressive. It just seems to me like we should have something a little bit different to look at. Something that looks new, different, something to separate, something that is significantly different from the other one. Something that makes it a little bit more identifiable. You know, I can easily point to a Halo 5 map versus a Halo 3 map. I can easily point to a Halo 5 map versus a Halo 4 map even. You know, those have some similarities, but even then, I can identify that pretty quickly. Now, if you go over to like Call of Duty, you have a harder time picking maps from titles because they all start to look like a lot of the same. And, you know, I just think that's the route that Halo seems to be going, and that's kind of disappointing. There's always been some similarities in art styles with every Halo, of course, like Halo 3 does look like a better version of Halo 2, but the art style didn't really change. They just got better graphics, so they made it look better. They had more access to more assets, and they made it look good. That's going to be the case. It's going to be a little bit more subtle. Obviously, as we get closer and closer to realism with our visuals, there's going to be less and less to fix, and less big jumps to like big leaps. You know, there's going to be less big leaps to make on like, oh, we started texturing walls and now it's not just flat poly shapes. You know, stuff like that. Those things change with video games over time, and I understand that. We're not going to see a huge graphical jump because Halo 5 looks pretty damn good even now in 2020. Like, it looks like a pretty damn good game. It looks like its own stylized version of a game. It's not meant to try to be the most realistic looking game, but it's a pretty good looking game in its own regard, and that's all we could ask for. And I'm sure Infinite's going to do the same thing. The only disappointing thing is that if we have waited for, you know, what it will end up being 6 years, but we waited for 5 years up at this point just to get a glimpse of what it's supposed to look like. And when we finally did, it looks just a little bit better. And I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm just being nitpicky, but that just lets me down a little. It's not bad. It's not that it's a bad thing. It's just underwhelming. I just wish that we had a little bit. I just wish that the art style that I saw was something that I'm fantasizing about, and I'm not fantasizing about what I did see. I wish it was a picture of a map that I thought, wow, I can't wait to get to play that map. Instead, I look at it and think, this already looks like a map that I've played. Like, this looks just like another Halo map. This looks like it could have been out of Reach or Halo 5, or hell, even Halo 4. I could have been sold. I could have been convinced if you tried hard enough, you know? It doesn't look distinctly different to where I would just simply not believe you if you tried to tell me that it were a map from one of these other games, you know? If you took Plaza on Halo 5 and you tried to tell me that it was a Halo Reach map, I wouldn't buy it. The color's too vibrant, too much neon, doesn't line up. It just, the aesthetics of it don't line up to me. I could probably say the same about Coliseum's a way better example too. Coliseum actually looks very unique. We haven't seen a Halo map that looks like Coliseum, and that's, you know, one of the cool things I like about Coliseum. It is a unique art style with the new Forerunner interpretation that they did, and you know, I thought that was pretty cool. I like that. Coliseum, great art style, way better example than I'm trying to say with Plaza, even then I still don't see Plaza in Reach. That just, if I'm trying to imagine a Spartan from Reach running around Plaza, it doesn't work in my head, but it damn sure doesn't look good right on Coliseum. And Coliseum was one of their first maps that they were trying to show off. That and Truth. Truth is a beautiful rendition of Midship to modernize it, make it dark. You know, that's a really dark map that's still really pretty. Truth is another really unique art styled map, and that was something we hadn't seen yet. You know, when they showed off Truth, that dark, deep purple map, we hadn't seen that yet. All the arena maps we've seen in the past are bright and pink. This was that deep dark. This is new. This was that cool, like, I want to play that. When I saw Halo 5's Truth, I was like, man, I want to play that. When I saw Coliseum, I remember the first time I saw Coliseum, it was one of the maps they were promoting Halo 5 with, and I was like, that's a pretty map. That looks cool. That looks like a map I've never played on before, and that is a map I want to play on. And with this, that's just not what we got. So, I don't know. I mean, I just hope that the rest of the multiplayer seems to be inspiring and looking more like it can be more with more variables in the maps and more variation in the aesthetics. I want to see a pretty new game that we will all remember uniquely as Halo Infinite and not just another Halo. Okay, guys. I'll talk to you guys later. Take it easy. Much love. We'll be seeing you.